AnneMarie Reyes, and I am a fourth grade teacher and equity chair at Earl Boyles Elementary School.
Hi, my name's Arbe, and I'm a student in fourth grade.
Hi, my name is Sophia, and I'm in fourth grade.
Hi, my name is May, and I'm in fourth grade.
Hi, my name is Daisy. I work as a secretary here at Earl Boyles, and both my sons have attended Earl Boyles as well.
My name is Amari Carter, and I am in fifth grade.
I'm Ty McCullum, and I'm an instructional assistant here at Earl Boyles for first grade.
Hi, my name is Isabel Rodriguez, and I'm a third grade teacher here at Earl Boyles.
Overall, how much do you feel like you belong at our school? Do you feel like from a range of don't feel like you belong sometimes, not all the time, or you really belong in our school? And you can provide examples too.
Sometimes I feel like I don't belong because so many kids in my grade know each other from first or kindergarten.
I feel really connected at this school.
I feel very connected to the staff and teachers. Even when I didn't work here at the school, I feel like there's always great communication between us, and I feel like they're always very attentive to whatever I had to say or suggestions.
I feel good. Most of them are nice. Well, they're all nice, and yeah, good.
Yeah, can you think of one staff member or teacher that you feel connected to and what they do to help you feel connected to them?
Miss George, cause she's cool and she's not mean. She gives people chances to change it, which is cool. That's why most people come to her first instead of other staff members. So yeah, Miss George.
Yeah, so you find her very welcoming. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I heard you say she gives people chances to change things. What does equity mean to you?
Equity means a lot to me, coming and being raised in a Black family and experiencing things, because I've not always lived on this Portland side, but I lived in the Midwest where things are a lot more different and a lot more unjust. So it means a lot for me and my family, especially in my own household rather than community.
How often do you think about what students of different races, ethnicities, or cultures experience?
I think that they experience some days they're not really good because some people make memes about other people's culture, but sometimes can make them feel embarrassed. And I think about this a lot whenever I experience racism.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you think about other people's experiences and your own a lot, sometimes, not really? Where would you say it is on that scale?
A lot. Because I've been to other schools and other places, and there are a lot of racist people there. And because I was from Africa, some kids from my old school, they would make fun of me and say that Africa's probably poor and has no water.
Overall, how much do you feel like you belong at our school? And we can think of it as scale, don't feel like you belong sometimes, not belong other times, or you feel like you really belong here?
Belong here sometimes, but not all the time.
Yeah. Can you say a little bit more about what makes you feel like you belong?
Cause everyone is welcoming here and they're cool. And if you're a new student, they welcome you here. They show you around, they be your friend and they be cool to you.
Yeah, and then I heard you also say sometimes you feel like you don't belong. What could help make you feel like you really belong? Not just in the middle, sometimes yes, sometimes no, but on the, yeah, definitely I feel like I belong.
If people could be nicer, instead of it's the first time you do something, they be rude. Instead of being nicer when you talk to people, because that's what students say when the teachers are talking. They rude or sometimes.
I have a good sense of belonging to the school. It's a great community to kind of make everybody feel involved in everything we do. So, yeah.
Yeah, what helps with that belonging and that sense of community?
Probably the teacher, staff, always trying to check in with us, trying to ask us how they can make things better, what's going well, as well as asking about our children, how they could do better for them. That helps a lot.
Yeah. Why do you think, because Arbe, I heard you say that some people don't believe you should be learning about racism at a young age. Why do you think people believe that? Go ahead, Sophia.
Because they're racist.
I think that because, like you said, there's a lot of white teachers, and I don't think they like to admit the fact that it was, no matter whether it's American white or British white, they still did slavery. And I don't think I think that they feel uncomfortable and they act like, well, if people, there should be a white history month and not just Black, Hispanics, and Asians. And I think they do that because they just don't like the fact that non-white people get equality too. And they feel uncomfortable about it.
Yeah. So one thing that my students said earlier is that they think that students should learn about race and have these conversations earlier. Would you say you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why do you think we should learn about it even at an early age?
So when they grow up and they see it, they could go over and help out and say that's not cool to say to a person like that. So if we learn it earlier, we can do it when we all grow up.
What does a race-affirming school environment look like to you?
I would say it looks like Earl Boyles, honestly. We have meetings, you hold meetings where the whole teacher staff have to come in, and we just sit down and we gain more knowledge about the topic because it's a very important topic, not just here in schools, but even out in our community. So for us to go and do something I think pretty difficult and uncomfortable, I think that's the most important thing, to get inside those uncomfortable matters, and so we can level and balance with each other to understand more with each other.
How often do school leaders encourage you to teach about people from different races, ethnicities, or cultures?
I think that we are pushed often to talk about cultures, ethnicities, races. We celebrate different months all the time, and there's always emails from, I think it's Ken Richards. Mm-hmm. And then in our building, our equity chairman does a good job pushing us to have open conversations about race and how we can help our students who come from different backgrounds than us.
May, you mentioned that your sister in first grade is learning about anti-racism. Was that your experience? Because I know you've been here since preschool, right? When was the first year that you started learning about racism, anti-racism?
I don't think I even knew about racism until I was 7 years old. So I don't really know.
We never learned about racism in my old school in Grout, but it was a teacher that I liked. His name is Teacher Chris. My mom keeps in touch with him. Me and my siblings had him for teacher Abdi Ali, but Aisha didn't.
How often do you think about what colleagues and students of different races, ethnicities, or cultures experience?
I actually think about that so much, especially the kids who has just moved over here from other countries and they don't necessarily speak the language, and the ways over there were a lot different. I think about it a lot just in terms of as they get in everything they need for the next level, and if we could be doing something different for them to be more successful, I guess. But it's more of those things of making them feel comfortable so they're able to learn better. That's what really drives through my mind a lot, is if you're comfortable in the atmosphere you are in, it will allow you to learn more better and be more effective in the classroom. So it actually goes through my mind so much.
Yeah, what are some things that you have seen teachers do or staff members do that does help foster that higher level of comfort for our students?
That a lot of our things we do in class is around different nationalities. So during MLK Day, we do a lot of stuff around that. And then I know we had like the Chinese New Year, and we did a lot of stuff around that. So it's just allowing kids to be more knowledgeable about the different type of cultures. So when you get out in the real world, it's not like hitting you like a bang to where you don't understand. So you'll have more knowledge. It's really a balanced thing. So if you have more knowledge about, let's say, a certain ethnicity in a negative way, you'll probably think that way. That's how certain people grow up. So it's just retaining more knowledge, I think.
What do you think would be helpful for teachers to do or to know about teaching about racism or teaching about anti-racism?
Yeah, I also think that if they don't want to teach it and feel uncomfortable, I think they should go with the non-white students first, especially with schools that barely have any colored kids with them. Because then if they go to white kids first, then that means more, and they feel uncomfortable about it, then that's a bad thing.
Back then, schools were racist because, remember, there was an all-black school and
An all-white school. Like
and then
separate
the white people and the black people had to use different fountains for the white people. And then there's this one girl, she was the first black person in an all-white school. She was
remember
the
her name?
Ruby Bridges.
Ruby Bridges. Yeah.
I also do not like the fact that lots of people keep on saying that black people couldn't have done it without Abraham Lincoln, and I did believe them until I went into fourth grade, and then I found out that Abraham Lincoln himself was racist.
The next question is, how often do you think about what colleagues and students of different races, ethnicities, or cultures experience?
All the time. I don't think I would be a good educator if I didn't think about it all the time and how I can improve myself to become more connected to their cultures and races so I could be a better teacher.
Yeah. The follow-up question for that is, do you think about their school experience? Like, what part of their experience are you
I think about their experience all the time, from like having like what they eat for lunch, like that's probably not related to what they eat at home. And then like even if they have to like ask for help, like some cultures don't ask for help or it's just totally different. So I think about it all the time and how I present myself to kids and colleagues.
As a parent and as a staff member as well, what do you think, teachers, leaders within the district, staff members need to know to better support our students and families of color?
That one is hard just because I feel like you guys are doing a lot of work right now. Everything takes a growth. So the steps that you guys are taking by trying to get all your staff of color together, trying to bring out more awareness about other cultures here at the school, I feel like everything is in steps and you guys are going in the right direction. So for me, it's kind of hard to say what exactly more you guys can do because I think you guys are headed in the right direction in what you are doing. Just asking the children more questions, continuing to ask the adults more questions, their parents, caregivers. That's I think the most you could do because everybody is different and you can't ever learn enough about people.
What could leadership do? What could we do to make these conversations, well, they're not going to be easy, but like what can we do to help them be maybe more productive or like actually advancing towards a world that's more equitable? I don't know. Do you get what I'm getting at?
Yeah. I think we just need to continue to have these conversations more so of we must have some type of submissiveness of hearing each other so we can actually grow, but we just gotta be able to listen and bring in people who's actually have stories to tell so people are more knowledgeable, because you will never know what somebody what they're going through or how they feel about a certain situation until you hear their experiences. I think their experiences is what makes them the way they are. So I think if we hear some more stories about more whatever race it is, it will make us be able to think a little different and change our whole attitude on certain matters.
So just learning more from each other.
Yes, learning more from each other.
Mm-hmm. How well does our school help staff speak out against racism?
Our school is actually a beautiful school because we have so many different ethnicities, and this school is actually, it's so good at actually doing it, and I know it doesn't settle for any type of racist behavior or anything. So it actually does really good, especially with, this is one of the most diverse communities I've ever been in my life. So it's really good. And I think the teachers do really good with balancing and understanding all the different cultures, because a lot of cultures are really different. And I'm even learning myself about a lot of different cultures that I didn't know about. So I think the teachers do a lot, and they do very good. They have students that are very smart, and then some students who barely even know how to speak English. And it's like they do very good with balancing it, and then just understanding what the children is dealing with in the current situation.
What would you like to say to teachers, right, so that they can help take action for students of color to have a better experience at school? What do you think teachers should know?
To teach them about racism first before teaching them about anything else.
So we should start there?
Like later on in the month, they should teach them about racism.
Or
in a week.
I think they should start respecting boundaries, because some teachers, they act like they are not racist, and they take it to a bunch where they're like, well, because you're black, let's have you in the front so then we can be equal for you. So it can be equal for you. Which I think some white teachers, they go too far when they're trying not to be racist.
I think teachers should teach kids about like racism, but not like start way far. I think they should start with like setting boundaries, like what Arve said. I think they should start first with like what happened, like with slavery and stuff. And to be fair, to not be racist.
So what are some of your hopes for our community, our school? What are some things you hope for us?
Earl Boyles is a beautiful school district. I'm actually very glad and joyful that I got to be a part of such. I think we could hold some more different, I want to say, gatherings on different ethnicities, and because I love to learn about different cultures and whatnot, but just to gain, like I said, the knowledgeable thing, so we can like invite either families or different people here and just hold, and they just talk about their culture, and they talk about what it's like to come from where they're from, because this right here is a system, and it works a certain way. So to bring somebody in to fit into the system, it's not always easy, but if we get to understand more and more about the person, then I think it'll be really well for the community and for the children as a whole.
Thanks for joining us for this, and it's really important for us to know what your experience is like, and it's also brave, and I know you were nervous, but thank you for being brave and sharing about how school has been for you. Really appreciate it.
Great job.
Thank you. You do a great job.